Welcome to What's Your St. John's Story, a 30-minute segment sponsored by St. John's United, highlighting connectivity within our community through storytelling. I'm Rachel Simonson with the St. John's Foundation, and today we're talking about community engagement because there's so much life to live at St. John's. And Margie Prokop is our Director of Community Events. Welcome, Margie.
Thank you, Rachel.
Margie, you are in charge of fun, party planning, and community engagement.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that, but tell me how you came to St. John's. How did you find St. John's? How long have you been there?
All right. So I came to Billings 1987 and come here for college. And a few years later, I ended up working at Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd. And so working at the church, we did a lot with St. John's. So I was the director of youth there. And so we would go to St. John's and take residents on walks and wheelchair rides and play bingo. Used to borrow the St. John's bus quite a bit for different events for Good Shepherd, and so it was just always part of my early years working at Good Shepherd. So anyway, that's how I kind of found out about St. John's.
All right. Well, and when did you start working for St. John's, and what was your role?
So the pastor that I worked with at Lutheran Church Good Shepherd ended up being the director of pastoral care at St. John's. And so he just talked about what wonderful place it was to work. And so there was an opportunity to be a resident director at St. John's. And so I started in 2003. So I will be there 19 years. So
that's a long time.
So I had a long career at Good Shepherd and then a long career at St. John's. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
And now you are the director of community events.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit how you came into that role and what that role entails for the organization.
Yeah. So like I said, I started in 2003, and I was at Vista and Mission Ridge, my office, and did lots of wonderful activities with the residents, and they got to be bigger events with dinner theaters, and so I guess people then figured that I like big events, and so there was opportunity to work with the foundation and to take over Art for the Ages and St. John's Summer Concert Series. So I've been doing that since 2008. So yeah, long time.
Long time.
Long time.
And we'll talk more about those events, but speak a little bit about community engagement, because there are a couple of different levels that we can think about that. Community within the broader Billings community and engaging the community that way. And then internally, our own little St. John's community itself. You do events for both those entities. Tell us a little bit about what community engagement means to you.
Well, the bigger picture with big community events, especially like the St. John's Summer Concert Series, and in any given Thursday, Rimrock and Shiloh is a place to be. 2,000 people, and being able to show off our campus. And as you know, we have a beautiful grounds and just wonderful board members and staff and the residents coming out, and there's just nothing better on a Thursday night. So that's a big thing for Billings. So it's not just for our residents and staff, but it's for the whole Billings community, and then people from out of town too. So that's a big community event. Smaller for our residents with our dinner theaters or any of our parties, bringing everybody together. There's nothing like that either. So I'm proud of everything that we do.
Great. I'm relatively new to the Billings community, and the summer concert was my first engagement with St. John's.
Wow.
And I have just come to realize how important it is for an organization like St. John's, which primarily I think most people are still familiar with it as the nursing home, to get people onto the campus to see that the love that happens at St. John's, and really interacting with the people and the staff at St. John's in a way that's not in a care setting.
Yeah.
I think that that is so important to engage the community in showing them what exactly St. John's does. And we've got a whole lot more than just skilled care.
Right.
You know, once,
Yeah.
once Mission Ridge went up 20-some years ago,
Yep.
introducing that concept to the community. How have you seen these events that you've planned really shape how people see St. John's as an organization?
Having people come on the campus and going back to the summer concert series, and you're in the golf cart, and there's people who have never been to our campus before, even people that are out of state. They're traveling through and looking for something fun to do with their family, and they've seen us on Facebook or community calendar and come to our campus. People out of town, or even people in Billings have never been, and it's just a joy being able to visit with people and driving them and showing them. I mean, it's a 40-acre campus. And this is these different buildings, and this is what we do is not only resident care, but I mean adoption and our Center for Generations, our daycare, the list goes on, adoption, and I mean all the wonderful things we do and can share with people. And so I mean that's incredible what St. John's does.
It really is. It's quite a scope of work that we have.
Yep.
And so let's talk about those summer concerts, because they do predate you at St. John's. But tell me a little bit about their origin, what the intent was, and then how it has grown, because St. John's Summer Concert Series really was one of the first in the community to offer music in the summers to the people of Billings.
Yeah. 1997. And so 25 years ago. We did miss one season with 2020 COVID. So we're going to celebrate our 24th season this summer, which it could have been our 25th. But yeah, 1997. And so our CEO, Kent Burgess, then wanted to do something special. And so let's do a summer concert. And less than 100 people came. Rob Quest was actually the featured group, and going from 100 people to, like I said, over 2,000. It's very much grown, and so those early pictures are really fun to see. And our gazebo and just the lawn and just the grounds and new buildings and everything.
The summer concert, I guess in my mind, I think of it in terms of really sparking the development of the grounds, the town square, bringing life to the outdoors. And I would imagine that our grounds crew has been a pretty integral part of making the summer concert happen. Yeah,
we couldn't do the summer concerts without the grounds crew. It's a lot of work putting up all those tents, taking them down. I mean, the thousands and thousands of flowers that are planted, and so much work goes into manicuring that lawn and striping it now that we do too. And so, yeah, they're a huge part.
And that's really part of the community engagement program at St. John's as well, is maintaining that campus and putting our best foot forward.
Yeah.
Showing the beauty to the world. And plus, it's a very nurturing environment for our residents and the staff who live there and work there and traverse the town square every day.
Yeah. And there's so much pride that goes from our residents inviting their family, their friends to our campus, and for staff, for our board members, volunteers. I mean, the list goes on. We all share that pride in how the campus looks and this big event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we all share that.
Yeah. And it's not just our residents who take advantage of this. The summer concerts, it's a destination for other care centers as well, and you make space available to invite them, and they can sit under a tent as well.
Yeah, and they bring in their big buses, and so they very much enjoy the summer concerts too. So, yeah.
So structure of the summer concerts, tell us a little bit about, well, who attends, what's the atmosphere like? There are a lot of other venues in town these days.
There are.
Why is the St. John's Summer Concert still going strong?
Well, I think our reputation. and it's a family event. And so, as you know, there's nothing like kind of stepping back and looking at the crowd and seeing everybody enjoy themselves. And you have little kids dancing up in front of the band, just having the time of their lives. Their family is behind and they're in the safe spot. And so you have babies, you have dogs, you have families, and you have the whole gamut of age and residents. So literally you have babies to people that are over 100. Yeah. Where can you go and have something like that and everybody enjoying themselves? Yeah. And it's free.
It is free.
Yeah, boy, thanks to our sponsors, yeah.
Yes, our sponsors. Mm-hmm. So how do you engage the business community to help with the costs of the concert? Because it's a fair undertaking for
and
expense.
Bands are not free.
No, they're not free.
People ask that, I think, every year. Ask.
They're not donating their time to St. John's.
No, so they do get paid, and we do pay the sound company, and all those little pretty programs and all the different banners and stuff. They're not free either. So yeah, it takes some funds to put on a summer concert. And like I said, we couldn't do it without our sponsors, our business community members that, and a lot of them have been with us for many, many years, and they have pride in summer concert. And we have different levels of sponsorship, and they enjoy, if they're a series sponsor, being able to do the band announcements and get their business name out there. But I think it's more that they love St. John's than anything.
Well,
why
it
they
is
sponsor.
Definitely a place that they have pride in placing their name in concert with that. So.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And if somebody was interested in sponsoring the concerts, what are those sponsorship levels?
So our series sponsors are $7,500, our major sponsor is $3,500, and then our supporting sponsorship level is $2,000. And so different levels there, and so.
Really makes it possible for just about any business to participate.
And we do actually have a couple families that just love St. John's so much that sponsor. One of them is our mayor. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks to the mayor and for its sponsoring last year. I hope they're on board again for this year.
I hope so too.
Okay, so format of the concerts has changed a little bit without openers last year.
Yeah.
What will it look like this year?
So we're going back to having openers. So openers will perform from 6 to 6:45, and then are featured from 7 to 8:30. So we're kind of going back to that format that we had in 2019. So I know there will be a lot of openers that will be happy to be back again on the main stage. So we're changing up, how everything evolves, and so we're doing more with food trucks than we have in the past. So working on that right now for getting all the food trucks, and so looking forward to it.
Because there won't be the food service barbecue, hamburger, hot dog station any longer.
No, not this year.
Not this year. All right. Well, and tell us a little bit about working with bands. You have really come to love that part of your role at St. John's.
I do,
is finding the bands, selling them on coming to St. John's, because they're not always from here.
No.
So tell us about that process. How do you solicit entertainers?
Yeah. Well, a lot is word of mouth, that people will email me, call, actually see me in the grocery store and say, have you heard of this band? And you should check them out. They would just be a perfect fit. And so we try to have a little something for everybody. So try to have a country band, a bluegrass band, more rock, something that's like an oldie, like Everly Brothers or something, like that. So kind of hit the different music genres, and so kind of go from that and try to plug it in. And so most of our bands are from, are from out of Billings out of Montana, and so you work with different booking agents, and then they have other, you know, bands that they recommend too. So it's kind of like just putting a puzzle together. And as you know, being in the office with me, when I get it and I celebrate, and yeah, we're set. We got a great lineup, and there's nothing better. So, and we are set this year.
We are set this year, yes. Would you like to share with our audience who will be on our stages?
Yeah, so June 30th is our first summer concert, and so we're not just here in Billings. There's summer concerts that we have a concert out at our sister community in Laurel, the Crossings, and so that's our first concert. And so this was a recommend from a year ago, and so it's a brother-sister act, this Bridget and Michael Reedy, and so they're just the old country group music, and so it'll be a great fit for Laurel. So they will start us off, and then our on the main campus on the corner of Rimrock and Shiloh. So we go July 7th through the August 4th, and so we have. Actually, I said Everly Brothers Group, so we have this Everly Brothers Experience. They're a band from Vegas. We have the Young Dubliners from down south. They're an Irish rock band. We have Kyle Shobe and the Wacom Boys. They're out of Livingston, good country western band. We have Wood Belly. They're a bluegrass band out of Colorado. And then their last is our blues group, and it's the Jimmy Carpenter band from down south too. So that's on our main campus. And then we go to Windstone up in Billings Heights, our sister community up there. And so we have Rob Quest is back. Yeah, so, and his daughter Halliday. So we're excited to have them back.
Well, good. Sounds like a good lineup.
Yeah.
Those are Thursday nights, mostly in July.
Yep.
Starting June 30th through August 11th. So we'll just have to watch for the local listings in the newspaper and online and the like. Well, you put in a lot of effort with those concerts.
It's a lot of effort from a lot of people.
It's a big lift.
It's a big lift for so many.
But you pull it off, and it looks like almost no effort at all. So
there's nothing like when the concert's going and everything's running smoothly and everybody's having a good time, and boy, you can't ask for anything better.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pivot a little bit over to our other community event that we have put on pause for now, and that is Art for the Ages. You've been involved with Art for the Ages for years.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about what that event is and how it has brightened the lives of people in this community.
Yeah. For a retirement community to have live music and to have that is our signature event, it really speaks a lot about St. John's. And then to have Art for the Ages and be in the art community and bring that to St. John's and our residents, I mean, that's extraordinary also. And so it's been sad, with COVID, to have an indoor event like that. And so it's been a couple of years since we've had our big art show. And so everybody asks, are you going to do it this year? And of course, all depends, with COVID here. But I've missed it the last few years. But that's the other, relationships that you form, kind of like musicians. You form these great relationships with our local artists. And, Billings just is filled with so many talented people, and it's just like Christmas when they come with their paintings, and everybody just loves the art show.
So for those who aren't familiar with Art for the Ages, talk a little bit about what it is and how it has lived and breathed over the years.
Yeah, so through many years it's evolved from being a smaller art show to now few years ago when we had it, that you got over 100 pieces of art and over 30 artists, and so having a big artist reception and get to meet the artists, and see all the pieces and have a big party and sale, and then having the next day just a regular art quote kind of gallery type of show. So it's a good 2-day event, and so it's not a huge money raiser. It never will be on our end, but to be able to showcase our art community, and our residents love it. Yeah. So we've tried taking it away from Mission Ridge and having it in different buildings. No, it needs to be at Mission Ridge. That's where they love it. Yeah.
Well, that is another thing that St. John's is known for. As you walk through various buildings, you will see quite high quality pieces of local artists, people like Charlie Fritz, Hall Deitman, Carol Hagen. Carol Hagen.
Yep.
And you've been working right now, we have a brand new building with lots of bare walls.
Oh,
and yes, it's been a little hard because Art for the Ages would normally bring in people from the community looking to purchase art for themselves, but we are also looking to fill those walls over at Chapel Court, our affordable housing for older adults, looking to fill those walls as well. So we're looking forward to Art for the Ages at some point in the future to perhaps link in with beautifying that space. So it is a space of hope, dignity, and love, and art, just like the other spaces that we have.
It's sad if you don't see pictures on the wall walking down the hallway.
But you know, anytime you build a new house, you just have to live with a little bit to see what's going to fit just right.
We'll get there.
Well, we have just a few minutes left, Margie, and one of the things that we ask people who come and tell their St. John story is, if I were to run into you out in the community or in the grocery store, and you told me that you worked at St. John's, I would say, well, what's your St. John's story? What does St. John's mean to you? What is your story?
Well, I want to steal your line, Rachel, because you always say it, I have the best job ever. I have the best job. Yeah.
I'll fight you for it.
Yeah. So I would want to say that too. And of course, St. John's, from day one, we're taught about living the mission. And we all know the mission statement, and everything, decisions that we do, we base it, does it meet the criteria of our mission? And so I definitely would talk about that. And so that's definitely my story, and I think it's all of our story.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and for those who don't know, let's say the mission together.
All right.
Our mission
is to provide living opportunities within nurturing environments of hope, dignity, and love. Yay, we know it.
We did. It's like saying the pledge, or did a table prayer or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, it is true that we do frame every decision that we make within that lens of hope, dignity, and love. And your role at St. John's, as what I like to call you, the chief fun officer, not the chief financial officer, the chief fun officer. You really do bring joy to the people who live at St. John's and the people who work at St. John's, and I think to the community at large that engages with St. John's. So yeah, you do have a great job. You get to bring joy and fun.
Yep.
And we're just so grateful for everything that you do for St. John's. And I hope it's going to be another 19 years for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of the long-time employees there, that's for sure.
One of the long-time employees, that's right. So, well, thank you for sharing today about how St. John's engages with the broader community of Billings and our community internally as well. So,
thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome. That is another episode of What's Your St. John Story? We look forward to bringing you more heartwarming tales of engagement from St. John's.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
For generations, St. John's has united us with its uplifting vision and lives it has touched. There are thousands of stories about St. John's. Prayers answered for a long-awaited adoption, pain-free relief after healing from injury, settling into a new home for the next phase of life, the comfort of compassionate end-of-life care, the joy that comes from volunteering, and at-home help that supports the fullest life. At St. John's, we are creating community and bringing families together. We offer many services for home, health, and family, from childcare, support for an unplanned pregnancy, and physical therapy, to home health care, senior living services, and hospice care. For all times of life, we are here for you. The heartwarming stories of St. John's are woven into the fabric of our community. What's your St. John's story?